The sky over Earth was calm, almost peaceful. Cities shone brightly in the night, unaware of the danger approaching from the darkness of space. Scientists and space agencies monitored the stars, but even their instruments could not hide the sudden appearance of the massive alien fleet. At first, it seemed like distant stars moving in strange patterns. But soon human satellites detected them clearly, hundreds of ships, unlike anything ever seen. Their design was sleek and sharp, with glowing engines and weapons that radiated silent menace. Every military outpost in the world went on high alert. This is not possible, a young cadet whispered in the control room of the orbital command station. His eyes were glued to the holographic display showing the incoming fleet. Keep calm, the commander said, though his voice was tense. Identify them. Are they hostile? Before the answer could come, a message appeared on the screen. It was in a language no human had heard before, but a translation system decoded it instantly. We demand surrender. Resistance will be punished. Humanity, you will obey or perish. A chill ran down the spines of everyone in the room. The threat was clear. Panic and fear spread quickly across the globe. People stared at the night sky, seeing strange lights approaching. Governments called emergency meetings. The media reported explosions and simulations and predicted disasters. On the bridge of Earth's flagship, Admiral Kane stood silently. He observed the enemy fleet without panic. His eyes scanned the holographic map of the alien ships, noting their positions and movements. He did not speak immediately. Instead, he let the room fill with nervous murmurs. Sir, one officer finally said, they are so many. They are stronger than anything we have. Should we fight them now? Kane shook his head slowly. No, not yet. Let them make the first mistake. Humanity has survived worse than this. We do not panic. Prepare our defenses, but we do not attack blindly. The officer blinked. Sir, they are already firing at colonies. Kane remained calm. Good. Let them waste their confidence. Let them underestimate us. Then we will strike when they least expect it. Below the orbiting fleets, cities and colonies braced for impact. Civilian alarms screamed. People ran for cover. Scientists tried to calculate the alien technology. But before a single alien weapon could strike, invisible shields activated, protecting the cities with a sudden, silent energy. The aliens were surprised. Their first attack, meant to destroy, caused no human casualties. Their beams dissipated against the invisible shields, and their missiles fell harmlessly into space. Kane ordered stealth drones to deploy from hidden bases. These drones moved like shadows, invisible to enemy sensors. They weaved through the alien fleet, mapping weaknesses, noting weapon placements, and monitoring every move. Humanity had a plan, one the aliens could not see. The alien commanders laughed, confident in their superiority. These humans are weak, one said. They cannot fight us. They hide, they panic, they will fail. But the humans did not respond. They watched. They waited. Silence was their weapon. As the first wave of alien ships approached, human drones struck. Small but precise pulses disabled engines and weapons. Ships exploded in sudden, controlled bursts. The aliens had no time to react. Their confidence crumbled. Impossible, an alien commander yelled. Our attack. It failed before it even began. Kane's eyes remained calm as he watched the alien fleet falter. Humanity does not fight like others, he said quietly to his officers. We survive. We plan. And when the time is right, we strike. Then they will understand. On the colonies, civilians saw flashes of distant light, strange, quick bursts that no human ship seemed to produce. They whispered among themselves, sensing that something incredible had protected them. Humanity had not just survived. They had already begun their counterattack, without a single human ship visible to the enemy. The alien fleet commanders scrambled. We are surrounded, one screamed. Where are their ships? How are we losing before the fight? Kane turned to his officers. This is only the beginning. They demanded war. They will see only silence and precision in return. Humanity will not show weakness. We will endure. And when we strike, the galaxy will know our true power. The stars glittered above, silent witnesses to the first day of a war that would shake the galaxy. The humans had faced the arrival of the alien fleet not with panic, but with calm, measured preparation. And the enemy had no idea of what was coming next. The first encounter had ended, but the story had just begun. Humanity's final warning had been issued, not with fire or shouting, but with silent strength that would echo across the stars. The alien fleet lingered above Earth, their massive ships casting long shadows across cities and oceans. Panic ran through humanity, but on the command bridges and in military headquarters, calm prevailed. Admiral Kane moved silently among his officers, observing the enemy fleet and calculating their next moves. "They expect chaos," Kane said quietly. "They expect us to panic. They believe they can destroy us easily. Let them continue to underestimate humanity." The world held its breath as Earth's leaders prepared a final warning for the invaders. It was not a message filled with fear or anger, but one filled with clarity and deadly seriousness. Every broadcast system, every satellite, every communication device transmitted the same words across the galaxy. "Cease your attacks immediately. Humanity will not beg. Continue and you will witness our full fury." Across the alien fleet, sensors intercepted the message. Many of their crews laughed, confident that humans could not possibly back up such a claim. "Empty threats," one commander hissed. "They cannot even touch us." But the humans were not bluffing. Hidden across the globe and in orbit, stealth drones, silent defense platforms, and advanced energy systems had already been activated. Humanity had prepared in secret for years, their deadliest weapons invisible to alien scanners. "Sir," a young officer said, eyes wide as the alien ships shifted position, "they're mocking us. They don't take the warning seriously." Kane's expression remained calm. "Good. Let them mock. Confidence is their weakness. Arrogance blinds them. We strike at the perfect moment." Below, civilians watched the night sky with fear and awe. Alien ships glimmered in the distance, enormous and threatening, but no attacks landed. The first attempts were met with invisible energy shields. Buildings shook slightly, alarms sounded, but human lives were untouched. Kane turned back to the holographic display, noting the alien movements. Every ship, every formation, every weapon placement was being recorded. Humans would strike where it hurt the enemy most, but only when the timing was perfect. Meanwhile, the aliens began sending threats back, their communication signals full of arrogance and anger. "You cannot hide. You cannot survive. Submit or die." Humans did not reply. Silence was their answer. And in that silence lay the most dangerous weapon the galaxy had ever seen. Stealth drones moved quietly through the alien fleet, scanning for weaknesses, analyzing engines, shields, and weapons. They gathered every possible piece of information without being detected. The enemy had no idea where these drones were or what they were planning. One alien commander, growing frustrated, shouted, "They are ghosts. How can we strike something we cannot see? Every attack fails before it even begins." Kane's officers exchanged glances, impressed by the growing panic in the alien fleet. "They are learning too late," Kane said. "Fear is the first step toward control. Let them tremble before they even realize the extent of our power." On Earth, preparations continued. Hidden missile silos, orbital defense stations, and advanced energy weapons were all ready. Every possible target of the alien fleet had been mapped and defended. Humanity's strategy relied not on brute force, but on precise, calculated responses. As the alien fleet considered their next move, one of their squadrons moved too close to a human stealth drone. Without warning, the drone disabled the squadron's engines silently. Ships floated powerless, their crews panicking, unable to understand what had happened. "This is impossible," a commander screamed. "They strike without appearing. Their technology, it is beyond comprehension." Kane observed calmly as if reading a book. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "They demanded war. Humanity will show them why they should have never challenged us. Patience, strategy, and silence will win this battle." The alien fleet paused, trying to regroup, but the humans had already anticipated every possible escape route, every attack pattern, every maneuver. The first strike had already failed. The second wave, if they dared, would meet even more deadly precision. Civilians and cadets alike watched the sky, feeling both fear and hope. Humanity was ready, but the enemy did not know it yet. The silent warning had been issued. The next moves would determine the fate of the galaxy. The alien fleet's confidence was gone. Doubt had replaced arrogance. They had expected a quick victory. Instead, they faced a species calm, prepared, and invisible. Kane turned to his officers one last time before the first major clash. "Remember this moment. Humanity does not fight like other species. We survive. We prepare. And when we strike, we will show the galaxy our full fury." The stars above shimmered quietly, but beneath that calm, a storm of precise, silent, unstoppable power waited. Humanity's final warning had been given. The first battle was coming, and the aliens had no idea what awaited them. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, massive and menacing. Its engines glowed like distant suns, and its weapons aimed at human cities with deadly precision. The commanders of the fleet were confident. They believed the humans were weak, unprepared, and ready to beg for mercy. But on the human flagship, Admiral Kane and his officers were calm. Every system was online. Every hidden weapon, stealth drone, and orbital defense station had been prepared. Humanity had waited patiently. Now it was time for action. "Sir," a young officer said nervously, "they're preparing to fire. Should we respond?" Kane shook his head slowly. "Not yet. Let them strike first. Observe. Learn. Every move they make is already anticipated." On Earth, civilians watched the sky as bright beams streaked from alien ships toward the colonies. Explosions rocked the atmosphere in simulations, alarms screamed, and emergency lights flashed. Panic gripped the population. Yet, when the alien weapons reached their targets, nothing happened. Invisible energy shields, deployed silently across cities and colonies, absorbed every strike. Buildings trembled slightly, but no humans were harmed. "Impossible," an alien commander shouted. "How can this be? They have no weapons. They cannot defend themselves." But humanity had more than defense. From hidden positions across the globe and in orbit, stealth drones moved silently. They wove through the alien fleet, invisible to sensors, mapping every weapon, engine, and shield. In one precise moment they struck. Alien engines failed. Weapons misfired. Entire squadrons drifted powerless in space. Ships exploded quietly, leaving no warning, no time to react. Panic spread instantly among the alien crews. "They are ghosts," one alien cried. "They strike without appearing. How is this possible?" Kane watched calmly. "Humanity does not fight like them. We plan. We observe. And we strike at the perfect moment. This is only the beginning." The alien fleet tried to reorganize. They fired blindly, beams cutting through empty space. Missiles were launched, only to be disabled mid-flight by hidden human systems. Confusion spread. Their formations were shattered. Their plans crumbled. On one of the largest human colonies, cadets watched the sky in awe. The alien ships were massive, powerful, and terrifying. But they were being destroyed without humans showing themselves. Humanity's strategy was silent, precise, and deadly. "Sir, they're losing control," an officer said to Kane. "They can't coordinate. They're panicking." "Good," Kane said. "Let fear guide them. Confidence is their weakness. Arrogance has blinded them, and it will be their downfall." A major alien squadron attempted to retreat. They hoped to regroup far from Earth. But stealth drones followed silently. Engines were disabled. Communication systems jammed. Ships exploded one by one in sudden, controlled bursts. The alien flagship commander shouted into the void, demanding surrender, but the humans did not reply. Silence was their weapon. And silence carried death. The first attack of the aliens had failed completely. They had expected easy victory, but instead their fleet was in chaos, their confidence shattered, and their crews terrified. Humanity had fought without visible forces, striking with precision, strategy, and patience. Kane turned to his officers. They demanded war. Humanity has responded, not with noise, not with chaos, but with precise, silent power. Let this lesson sink in. This is how we defend our home. This is how we survive. Even the cadets realized the enormity of the victory. Humanity had erased the first wave of the invaders, leaving the aliens in confusion and fear. The galaxy had begun to understand, humans did not fight like other species. The alien commanders, scattered and trembling, tried to retreat to regroup. But Kane and his officers knew that the humans' true power had only begun to be revealed. The stars above shimmered silently. The first battle was over. Humanity had survived. The aliens had learned their first lesson. And the war for Earth was far from finished. One thing was clear. Those who attacked humanity would face precision, patience, and a deadly silence that no enemy could anticipate. The alien fleet, shaken and confused, drifted through space. Their confidence was gone, replaced by panic. They had expected humans to panic, to flee, to beg. But instead, the invaders had met calm, calculated defense. And now humanity was ready to strike back. On the human flagship, Admiral Kane surveyed the enemy ships with a quiet intensity. "They think the first attack was a warning," he said. "They believe we are weak. Let them continue believing. Their arrogance will be their undoing." Hidden in orbit and across the globe, humanity's stealth drones moved like shadows. Each drone was small, nearly invisible, but equipped with technology designed to cripple the alien ships silently. Engines failed, weapons jammed, and communication systems broke without warning. The aliens were powerless, unable to understand how they were losing control. One alien commander shouted in frustration, "They are everywhere. No, nowhere. How can they strike and we cannot respond?" "They are ghosts," another muttered in terror. "They control everything from the shadows. Our fleet is collapsing." Meanwhile, on Earth, civilians watched the distant flashes of light in the sky. Some believed the aliens were destroying each other. Others whispered that humanity had hidden forces they could not imagine. No human ship had fired a visible shot, yet entire squadrons of enemy fighters were disabled before they could attack. Kane's officers were tense but focused. "Observe carefully," he instructed. "Do not waste resources. Every enemy move must be anticipated. Patience is our advantage. Precision is our weapon." The alien fleet attempted to regroup. Small groups of ships moved toward what they thought were safe positions, but human stealth drones followed silently. Engines were sabotaged. Energy pulses struck without warning. Ships drifted helplessly into space, exploding quietly in controlled bursts. Panic spread through the enemy ranks like wildfire. Orders became contradictory. Some ships tried to retreat, only to be trapped in invisible zones mapped by human strategists. Miscommunication and fear ruled their command centers. "Sir, they are retreating," a junior officer reported, pointing at the holographic display. "But we can track them. They can't escape our drones." Kane nodded. "Let them retreat. It is part of the plan. They will learn soon that fleeing does not save them. Every path is watched. Every move calculated. Fear is a weapon humanity wields quietly but powerfully." The aliens' confidence had completely eroded. Their crews were panicked, their leaders desperate, and their formations in disarray. Every attempt to fire a weapon ended in failure. Every strategy collapsed before execution. Humanity's calm precision had dismantled them entirely. Even the youngest cadets on the human flagship watched in awe. They had been trained for this moment, but witnessing the complete collapse of a superior alien fleet without a single visible human casualty was staggering. The alien commanders sent frantic messages across their remaining ships, demanding reinforcements, retreat, or surrender. But Kane ignored the messages. Silence was humanity's answer. In that quiet, invisible counterattack, humanity had already won the psychological battle. A small alien squadron tried one final maneuver, charging toward human orbital defenses. In an instant, stealth drones disabled their engines. Energy pulses tore through the formation. The ships exploded in total silence, leaving only debris floating in the void. Kane's voice was calm but firm as he addressed his officers. "They demanded war. Humanity has responded, not with chaos, not with noise, but with silent, precise power. Every move they make has been anticipated. Every threat neutralized. This is how we defend our home. This is how humanity survives." On Earth, civilians continued to watch the sky, sensing that something extraordinary had happened. Humanity had fought and won without needing visible weapons. Invisible strength, careful planning, and calm strategy had destroyed the first wave of invaders. The alien commanders, scattered and terrified, realized one truth: they had underestimated humanity. Their arrogance had blinded them to the true power of a species that fights with patience, intelligence, and silent precision. The stars above shone quietly, but beneath their calm light, humanity's counterattack had changed the course of the war. The aliens had survived the first clash, but they would not forget the day they met the unseen hand of Earth. The first phase of the silent counterattack was complete. Humanity had defended its colonies and shattered enemy confidence. But the war was far from over. The next moves would be even more devastating, more precise, and more terrifying. One thing was certain: those who challenged Earth would never underestimate its silent strength again. The alien fleet was scattered. Ships drifted through space, engines failing, weapons jammed, and crews panicked. Confidence had vanished. What they had expected to be a simple conquest had turned into chaos. Humanity had fought them silently, precisely, and without warning. On the alien flagship, commanders shouted at each other over broken communication channels. "Our weapons fail. Our formations are collapsing. We cannot fight them," one yelled. Another muttered in disbelief, "They strike without appearing. We cannot see them. Our fleet is doomed." Meanwhile, on the human flagship, Admiral Kane observed silently. His calmness contrasted sharply with the chaos among the aliens. "Fear is a weapon," he said quietly to his officers. And it is more powerful than any missile or beam. Let them tremble. Let them make mistakes. Stealth drones moved like shadows among the alien ships. Engines were disabled. Weapons misfired. Communications went dark. Entire squadrons floated helpless, unable to fire or move. Humanity's strategy was invisible but complete. The aliens tried to regroup. Squadrons formed in tight formations, attempting to escape into distant sectors. But hidden human energy arrays and drones blocked every path. Engines failed. Missiles exploded mid-flight. Ships drifted silently, destroyed one by one. "Sir," an officer whispered to the alien commander, "we cannot fight them. Every move we make fails." "Then we retreat," the commander shouted. "Fall back to safer space." But even retreat was useless. The humans anticipated every escape route. Drones and hidden weapons waited silently, ready to disable engines and destroy ships instantly. Panic spread like wildfire. The alien crews realized they had underestimated a species far stronger than they imagined. On the human side, cadets and young officers watched the displays in awe. The aliens were powerful, but every attack had been turned against them. Humanity did not fight with chaos or heroics. They fought with calm, precision, and strategy. "Fear is their weakness," Kane said. "Arrogance blinded them. Now they see what patience and intelligence can do. The galaxy will remember today." The alien commanders, desperate, tried one last coordinated attack. They concentrated their remaining ships to fire on one human colony, hoping to regain confidence. But human stealth drones disabled engines, jammed communications, and fired energy pulses. The attack failed completely. Every alien ship that tried to participate in the assault was disabled before it could strike. Confusion turned to terror. The alien fleet's morale collapsed. Orders became meaningless. Ships drifted, crewed by panicked aliens who no longer trusted their leaders. Some attempted to surrender, only to find no humans nearby to negotiate with. Humanity fought invisibly, efficiently, and without mercy. Kane addressed his officers. They demanded war. Humanity is giving them lessons in patience, precision, and silent power. Fear has spread among their ranks. Confidence is gone. This is how wars are won, not by noise but by control and intelligence. The aliens realized they had survived the first wave only to be humiliated. Their arrogance had cost them more than ships. It had cost them confidence and morale. Humanity had erased their pride without a single visible strike. Across the colonies, civilians could sense the shift in the stars. Flashes of energy, distant explosions, and the disappearance of alien ships created awe and fear. Humanity had not only defended itself, it had taught the galaxy a warning. Even the smallest alien scouting ships that had survived began to retreat into unknown space. They carried with them stories of humans who struck without appearing, who controlled battles silently, and who could erase fleets without showing themselves. Kane looked at the stars quietly. This is only the beginning. Fear has spread. Chaos has begun in their ranks. Humanity will strike again and the lesson will be complete. Those who challenge us will know our power. The alien fleet was broken, confused, and terrified. Humanity had used the enemy's own expectations against them. They had fought with patience, intelligence, and unseen precision. The galaxy had witnessed a new kind of warfare, one where fear was the deadliest weapon. The stars were calm once more, but beneath that calm humanity's power had grown. The enemy had survived, but they would never again face humans without dread. And the next strike, carefully planned, would show them the full scope of humanity's wrath. The alien fleet, though scattered and fearful, still floated in space. Their confidence had been shattered, yet a few stubborn commanders refused to give up. They still believed in their numbers, their technology, their so-called superiority. But humanity had more to show. On the human flagship, Admiral Kane watched the trembling alien formations. His officers were tense but ready. "They have underestimated us at every turn," Kane said quietly. "Now it is time to reveal humanity's true power." Hidden across Earth, in orbit, and even in deep space, humanity's most advanced weapons had been kept secret. They were not loud, they were not flashy, but they were deadly. Ships and drones invisible to alien sensors waited patiently, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Suddenly, signals lit up the human command center. Stealth drones had penetrated the alien flagship's defenses. Engines were disabled, weapon systems jammed, and communication networks scrambled. The alien fleet could no longer coordinate or plan. Fear became absolute panic. "They are ghosts," one alien commander screamed. "How can they strike without appearing?" Every move fails before it even begins. Kane's officers watched quietly as human energy pulses struck with precision. Entire alien squadrons were disabled in seconds. Ships exploded silently, leaving no time for crews to react. No human lives were lost. The attack was perfect, surgical, and terrifying. The alien fleet attempted one final desperate maneuver, a concentrated assault on the human orbital defenses. Missiles were fired, beams were unleashed, but every attempt was anticipated. Hidden human weapons destroyed engines, jammed weapons, and neutralized attacks before they could reach their target. "This cannot be happening," the alien flagship commander yelled. "We cannot survive. Our fleet is collapsing." Kane remained calm. "Humanity does not fight like others," he said softly to his officers. "We strike only when necessary. And when we strike, it is final." In distant human colonies, cadets watched as alien ships exploded quietly in space. They did not see humans fighting. They did not see massive battles. They only saw that humanity had won again without exposing itself to danger. Strategy, patience, and silent power had defeated the invaders completely. Even the smallest alien scouting vessels were destroyed, their crews screaming in panic. Every path of retreat had been anticipated. Every move neutralized. Humanity's hidden power was total. Kane addressed his officers calmly. They demanded war. Humanity has given them nothing but precise, silent destruction. Fear has spread. Chaos rules their fleet. They will never underestimate us again. The alien commanders, desperate and broken, had no choice but to retreat into unknown sectors. Their ships were reduced, their confidence destroyed, their morale shattered. The lesson was clear: humanity fights differently. On Earth, civilians and leaders alike marveled at what had been achieved. Humanity had defended its home with minimal risk, minimal exposure, and maximum efficiency. The enemy had been annihilated, yet there was no sight of the human fleet. Humanity's silent power had revealed itself. Kane turned to his officers and cadets. "This is the beginning of a new chapter," he said. "The galaxy will watch and it will learn. Those who challenge humanity will pay the price, even before they understand what is happening. Our power is intelligence, patience, and precision. That is our true weapon." The alien fleet had vanished into the void. Fear and terror now ruled their surviving commanders. Humanity had revealed a hidden strength, one that the galaxy had never seen before. A calm, unstoppable force capable of erasing enemies silently and completely. The stars glittered silently above Earth. The first true wave of humanity's hidden power had been revealed. The galaxy had witnessed a new type of warfare, silent, precise, and deadly. Kane smiled faintly. "They have seen only a glimpse. The rest of our strength is still hidden. And the galaxy will never forget this day." The enemy had survived only to learn their mistake. Humanity does not fight like any other species. And when humanity strikes, it is absolute. The alien fleet had vanished. Scattered, broken, and terrified, they drifted through the void. Humanity had won, not with massive explosions or heroic charges, but with calm, precise, and invisible power. Silence had been the weapon. Silence had been the victory. On the human flagship, Admiral Kane stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars. His officers and cadets gathered behind him, exhausted but proud. They had witnessed something extraordinary, a species fighting not with loud, chaotic warfare, but with strategy, patience, and deadly precision. "They demanded war," Kane said softly. "They expected chaos, fire, and noise. Instead, they faced calm, invisible strength. That is the difference between humanity and others." Even as the alien threat receded, humanity remained vigilant. The galaxy was vast, filled with unknown civilizations. Other threats could emerge at any moment. But humanity had sent a clear message. Any attack on Earth or its colonies would meet precise, unstoppable retaliation. Across the colonies, civilians emerged cautiously from shelters. They gazed at the night sky, where the alien ships had once loomed. No wreckage of human ships, no visible battle scars. Only calm, quiet victory. Humanity had defended itself without risking unnecessary lives. In the alien command centers, panic remained. Surviving commanders realized the enormity of what had happened. Their arrogance, their confidence, and their assumption that humans were weak had been shattered completely. They had faced a species that struck silently, destroyed fleets, and remained untouchable. On the human flagship, cadets whispered among themselves, still in awe. They had seen how careful planning, patience, and intelligence could overcome even the most powerful enemy. Humanity had not only survived, They had shown the galaxy a new kind of warfare. Kane turned to his officers. "Remember this day," he said. "We have proven that humanity does not fight like others. We do not rush. We do not waste lives. And when necessary, we strike with precision that cannot be resisted. Let this be our legacy and our warning to the galaxy." Even as humans celebrated quietly, there was a sense of vigilance. The stars above held countless secrets, and some unknown civilizations had likely observed Earth's power. The galaxy had learned to fear humanity, but it had also seen a species capable of restraint, intelligence, and strategy. The alien fleet, now retreating into the darkness of space, would carry stories of invisible enemies that struck with deadly calm. Other civilizations would hear of the humans who fought without revealing themselves, who protected their home with patience, and who erased arrogance without a single battle cry. Kane looked toward the horizon of stars. "This war is far from over," he said. "But today we have shown the galaxy what humanity is. We fight differently. We survive differently. And we will continue to endure no matter what comes." The fleet began its quiet return to Earth. Repairs were made. Cadets trained. Hidden weapons and drones were checked and upgraded. Every system was ready for future threats. Humanity had won this battle, but the lessons of vigilance, patience, and precision would remain forever. The stars shimmered silently above, reflecting the calm but absolute strength of humanity. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary, a species that fought with intelligence, patience, and deadly efficiency. A species whose silence could be louder than any weapon. The first chapter of this conflict had ended. Earth had survived. The alien invaders had learned fear. And humanity had proven that it would never be underestimated again. Even in silence, the message was clear: humanity does not fight like the others. And the quietest hand can be the deadliest. The galaxy would remember this.